What's up, everybody? Chris Dover here, founder of PollinateTrading.com. And I've been writing a bit about the opening range breakout trades that I do and how I structure it. I've been writing about that on Twitter quite a bit, and it's simple. And I wanted to just share it so that, I wouldn't have to just kind of constantly reinforce everything that is needed to know about it. Hopefully this serves you well. This is pretty much the foundation of how I like to trade. The Curvy trading system is built on this foundation, and pretty much all of my trading is based off of this. And I mean, I have a lot of trading. I've been doing this for 24 years, but this is like how I plan and how I go about my day trading. So why don't we here? I'll just start from the left to right. I'll just do let's do gold here. So the way I look at markets is, first off, everybody tells you everything about everything, right? This is the way it has to be done. Traditionally, this is how you do it. Oh, this is the way it's written in a book and it has to be done. Nope. Everything is available. You don't have to do it the way anybody else does it. Your job is to make money, not to follow a bunch of everybody else's rules. Okay, so you can go around and like complain about stuff that people are saying on the internet, was saying, well, Investopedia says it's whatever. Dude, your job is to make money, and it's secondly, it's not to be a dick to other people, and so you'd build your trading system around what you want to do. So for my lifestyle, the way I like to do it is I like to chill the first hour of the day. One reason, because everybody always talks about how important the first hour of the trading is, and the rest of the day is just trash. And guess what? I'm up 35R this month. We're 3 weeks into the month, and I'm over 30R on the month, trading mostly not the open. So what we're going to talk about today is the opening range breakout and the opening range way to structure the market. So you can use overnight, you can use previous, you can use daily, weekly, monthly, you can use all these other things, but I'm just going to break it down into a simple, clean 10-minute chart and a couple of, and we'll go through 4 charts here real quick of how we'll set it up. So for me, it's the first hour. Some people like the first minute of the day. Some people like first 10 minutes, first 5 minutes, whatever. It's honestly, it is your trading system. So trade it how you want to trade it. For me, I really enjoy spending time with my family in the morning. I have a young son and beautiful wife, and we get going early in the morning. So I want to spend time with them. So I'm going to give away this whole area over here. And one thing that happens by skipping that whole area is it actually, notice how low volatility it is right here. So I'm actually in a low volatility, simple trading area over here, as opposed to the whipsaw thing. Now it's amazing to go and buy the bottom tick, get long at, whatever, 1930 or something like that, and say, I was brilliant and I bought it at the absolute best time and I'm the smartest person in the world and all those sort of things. It's lovely to say that. But for me, what I want to do is I want consistent, repeatable returns that I can, lever up as needed. And I can see that after the first hour pretty easily. It's actually quite simple to do it after the first hour. But again, you can do it the first 5 minutes, first minute, you can do the first 100 ticks, 1,000 contracts. It's just whatever range you establish and you determine works for you. I've found that it works on pretty much any time frame I try to pay attention to. I just need to understand that there's nuances for each one as I move through them. So the first hour happens on gold. I go ahead and I set my high and my low. That's my range. Okay. If we're above that range, then generally that is an indication that it is a trend day. The day is trending higher in this case. And so I want to look at either a failed breakout up here or a trend. And in this instance, we had to move up, came back sideways, and then so for me, there was the breakout retest, and you can kind of see it's a simple way to notice it is you just had, some higher lows. And so one thing how I did it is I just looked for, the breakout pullback, and then like this shooting star, this inverted hammer, whatever it is right here. To me, that says, if we get above that, because that's a pretty good sell setup. If we get above that, I think we're going to go higher. So I put a buy stop above that, and I just got long. And, my stop right below it, in this case, and I am in this trade. We are in this trade in the trading lab right now. So, feel free to fact check me with anybody in the lab. That made it all the way up to a 2.68R currently, about 1.5 R, maybe 1.33 of an R on the trade, and fine, easy, lovely, simple, no big deal. Let's go to the next one. Let's go crude. Okay, so here's today's trading. Okay, here's the open. So 6:30, and so okay, here's my opening range. In fact, I got this one a little earlier, but you can see we went up to the top range, hang out there, broke out, came back and tested, and now it's just kind of drifting. So not a big return on this one, and kind of so you could have either bought here or bought the pullback, and the pullback here at break even, and if you did it here, you might be up 1R. Let's have a look at Nasdaq. And okay, so this would be today, Wednesday. Okay, so let's do Nasdaq. And that would be, okay, so we had a break here, a break below, and then failed. Okay, failed to come back. And so what I ended up doing, I didn't get this break below and retest. We're in the bull quiet market regime. So I actually got long over in this area over here. What did I get long at? 0.63. So like right in here, I think, somewhere in here. So I got long over here. And then I just been riding this up all day. It looks like it stopped me out now. So I trail stopped out somewhere in here just now, literally. Who knows, this thing could take off. But let's break this down on an R multiple here. What did I end up getting? We got right there. I got maybe 1R, but at its height, this was 2.5R. So that's just looking at it because I did just get stopped out on that. So let's just call it a little bit of a I don't know, like a 1.1509 1509.2. So about here, 2/3 of an R, and this thing may still cook up into the close. No big deal. Today's actually a great day because it's not an amazing outcome. So like cherry picking a day, this is not an amazing day to cherry pick, but you can see how I traded it. So on this one on ES, I basically set alerts on the range, and this one came down, came up. This is a basic Curvy long. So if you're familiar with the Curvy system, we would have our correct sizing and all the stuff on it. Currently this thing is up, let's call it 173, made it all the way up at its high to 3.3. This one is still in, and so I've got myself locked in at 1R. So my stop is 44.15 on this, so like 1R. And if it continues to go, who knows what we get. But so let's tally that. So on ES, 1R on NQ. That was 0.68R on CL. I'm gonna just do that break even 0. And GC, I forgot what GC was. Let's take a look at GC. GC was 1.36. Okay, back over here. And today, if you can tell, it's a super slow, not beautiful day. So we go 1. Right here. Plus 0.68. So 3R. So that's plus 3.04R for the trading day. Not a bad outcome. Not a huge outcome either, right? Like this isn't anything crazy. This isn't anything ridiculous. This is nothing spectacular. It's just a trade, it's just a trading day. And so we are how many trading days are in? So I think that's we're somewhere around 15 trading days in. And you can see with something like this on a really boring day, I'm walking away with over 3R. On a huge day, now there's other days where this thing, you can catch a move like this one here. This one right here that ends up going from 44 to 80. So an 80-point run, and you're just getting in over there. So it's not just the mean reversion side to it. Sometimes you can catch a really big move that heads in other directions. And I just don't want to cherry pick those. I just want to show you like real live trading, this system, day in, day out, most boring. And in fact, this type of scenario accounts for about 70% of the trading days out there. If you were just tagging along and all you wanted to do was trade S&P, and you didn't want to do it, mess with any of the others. Let's see what that would be. At the moment, you're looking at about 2R. Best case scenario. Well, let's just say you sold at the top end of the range, 2.41R. One trade, 2.41R. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the idea of 0-day to expiration trades. So you can see where you would want to initiate an option trade down in this area right here, and you're trying to sell it up there. All pretty achievable. This is a very simple strategy to apply to 0-day to expiration options. Again, I'm using the 10-minute on the first 60 minutes. You can use a 1 minute, you can use a 5 minute, you can use the first 30 minutes, first 15 minutes, first 10,000 contracts that are sold. However you want to do it, but just standardize it and then test it. See how it works over time. Again, some of the busiest, biggest days are just mild, boring days like this, where you can knock out 5 or 6R while everybody's like, "Oh, it was such a dead day." Like, I can guarantee that everybody today on Twitter is going to be complaining about how boring of a day it was. And then, we're over here just kind of slowly taking in a little bit of money. Cool. All right. So if you want to trade this live with us, pollinatedtrading.com/lab. And if you want to learn more about the Curvy trading system, which actually got a lot more than this today, that's pollinatedtrading.com/curvy. I'll put the links in the bottom here. And yeah, reach out, follow me on Twitter at ChrisDMacro, and pollinatedtrading.com is the site. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out and learning with me. I'll see you on the next one.